Mr. Unger, are you still hovering over the panic button? Because this Cleveland Cavaliers team is officially the number one seed in the Eastern Conference after laying it on the Chicago Bulls Tuesday night.
We shouldn't have lost Sunday's game against the Sacramento Kings. I can tell you that.
Well, who cares? I really don't care.
Okay, so the reason, this whole conversation came up is because me, Jalen, and Brandon have a whole group text, and I was.
You also mentioned this last week on the show. This started last week.
I know. I guess my concern with this is a lot of our losses recently have been to teams kind of stuck in that 4 to 6 and play-in range. You've got Orlando, Sacramento twice, Phoenix, the Clippers, and there's other teams, Detroit, and I'm sure there's a couple other games I'm forgetting, but just losing to those caliber of teams, sure, I get it, they're playoff teams or play-in teams, whatever, but something about how that we were losing those games, not just who we were losing to, but how. It was the how that was more concerning to me.
Well, I think three things. Number one is for some of those games, not all, and I acknowledge that, but for some of those games, guys like Evan Mobley did not play. Mitchell was out a game or two. Jared Allen, has played limited minutes because Jared Allen wants to play all 82 games for the first time in his career. I know they're going to work with him on that, where it's going to be, situation where he's basically going to pull a Tristan Thompson from 2016 and do the tip and take a foul and get out of the game. The other thing is, it is a one-game sample size for each of these games, where the difference is in a playoff series, you have to beat a team 4 teams out of 7. And the other thing is, Kenny Atkinson, out of his own mouth, I think it was last week, before they even clinched the 1 seed, said, I don't care if we win another regular season game. Our focus is strictly on the playoffs and getting ready for the postseason. I think the Cavs, at times they looked bored over the last couple of weeks, and then they're like, oh, okay, everybody like Josh out here is saying they're concerned, so we're just going to stop the Spurs, and then we'll lose to Sacramento. People are going to say we're concerned again, and then we'll go out and we'll stop Chicago. I think this team has shown the ability that they are legit. They, from day one this season, never relinquished the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I think that says something when the defending NBA champion, who's just as good as you, is also in that conference.
Yeah. And we're resting most of our guys tonight against the Pacers.
As they should, and they will rest tomorrow, I would imagine, against the Knicks, and I would also imagine Sunday against Indiana. I would suspect the Cavs to not win. I would be shocked, actually, if they won in a good way another game the rest of this regular season. And, we'll see. I'm still putting it out there that I don't think they will lose more than 2, so they can lose up to 2 games before they get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
If we face Indiana in the second round, the Pacers have shown that they can give us trouble. I could see that series going 6, maybe 7.
I could see it maybe going 6. And I'd say maybe if they have a hot night, maybe they tie it up at 2 games apiece. I don't see Atlanta giving us any issues. I think that will be a legit sweep. I don't care if they beat us twice in the regular season. Playoff basketball is different. We will throw Trae Young's little ass to the ground and make him our daddy and send the Hawks home in approximately 4 games. Josh Giddey and Kobe White have played good basketball, and Nikola Vucevic for Chicago, but they're a good team, but they don't have anybody that legitimately scares you. Or Orlando, I like their pieces, but they just can't shoot.
I think they're going to end up facing Boston in the first round.
And that's what it looks like to me. To me, like Miami, I don't know what to make of them. I think it really comes down to Atlanta or Chicago, who we play, to me.
Yeah. I will say this. I know Orlando's not quite the same team we faced last year in the first round, but I could see the Magic pushing the Boston Celtics to a game 6 in that first round.
At most, it'll be 5. They could have a night at home. I think Boston very similar. He's going to turn it on. I've been saying this for weeks, and I don't mean to get ahead of myself, and I try not to be this cocky. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Eastern Conference Finals is already set.
And if we do not get Cavs Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's going to be a downright disgrace. It truly will be. Nobody wants to see, like, I don't know, Indiana, New York in the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Knicks have no shot. The Knicks got lucky that they're going to draw Detroit. I think they could beat Detroit. Probably 5 or 6
Detroit's going
games.
to give them a fight, though.
They'll give them maybe a game or 2. I don't see any first round series in the East going 7. Maybe Milwaukee, Indiana, maybe. Though I don't know. The West is going to be so different than the East, which I think will benefit the East, whoever makes it out of it between the Cavs and the Celtics, because the West, they're going to be going for a war to get to the finals.
And as long as if the Cavs face the Thunder in the finals, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself in that regard, but OKC would have home court advantage because they're going to end up with the best record in the NBA. However, if we play Houston, the Lakers, Denver, anybody else in the West, guess where a potential game 7 would be? Rocket Arena, downtown Cleveland.
Well, I'll tell you right now, out of every team in the West, I know they're the 2 seed, but I don't think the Rockets have a chance in hell of getting to the finals. Okay. I don't think they have a chance in hell because I think in every series they go up against, whether it be Minnesota, whether it be Denver.
Minnesota would be such a fun first-round series against Houston.
Whatever series they have, that other team, in my opinion, has the best player on the court.
My God, the Minnesota-Houston series, good God, that would be awesome.
The only series I think Houston could win would be Memphis. That I'd probably lean Houston.
I would pick Houston if they were to somehow face Sacramento.
They're not facing Sacramento or Dallas. Those 2 teams have no shot at the 8th seed. They are playing to be the loser of whoever loses 7-8, in my opinion.
Yeah. And
the play-in tournament is dumb, but I think it is the stupidest, most wasteful. Oh, we're gonna try to prevent tanking. If I'm in the play-in tournament, outside of what Miami did a couple years ago, which was unbelievable and improbable run, these teams in this year's play-in tournament have absolutely no shot in the 9-10 at least. Like, that's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about 7-8. I'm talking about the 9-10 of what I call the fake playoff teams.
Yeah, Dallas is going to get Dallas, Sacramento. That's just kind of there for me. Chicago, Miami could be interesting. I'll probably watch it because I want to know who we're gonna face. Yeah,